Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the air again.
Good morning. Welcome.
Beautiful day. This is
Yes.
the day the Lord has made.
Amen. I will rejoice.
Are you getting through this isolation period okay? Or are you about to pull your hair out or pull my hair out?
So far, so good.
All right, we're in Matthew 24. I hope you're enjoying this. And if you are, we'd love to hear from you. We're doing things a little bit different. We're just talking Bible study. If you want to share something, there's a comment line there. You can get involved in this with us. Signs of the times. One thing that we're going to be looking at today is in verse 12, and we're going to look at lawlessness. I'm going to call this abounding lawlessness and abating love, because the love of many will wax cold. And somebody says, are you going to get to the Antichrist? Well, we'll get to that in verse 15 and 16. And that's 666, the notorious 666 of the Bible. But before we get there, we have to look at a society that has got sick, sick, sick. Yes, sir, 666, that numbering system, the mark of the beast, the microchip, all of that. But first of all, it starts with a society that has got sick, sick, sick. Sin everywhere. Go ahead and read verse 12 if you would.
Verse 12, and because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold.
Okay, there's different versions. King James says iniquity or inside inequity or lawlessness. Lawlessness means people have no restraint. There's no law. There's no respect of elders and so forth. The Greek word is anomia, not law, or in other words, not under law. Anything and everything goes today. New Living Translation says sin will be rampant everywhere. Now, you worked with the court system for 25 years as a really bailiff under one of the top judges there. And you've seen stuff I never dreamed about.
Right.
And crime. So this is talking about people that are just no longer subject to law. We talked to a deputy the other day, and he said, there's little kids will stand up and look me right in the face and just tell me off. People they'll tell off a pastor. Nobody seems to care about respect and morality anymore. And it's only worsening. I like to sermonize. Everything that is lewd and rude and crude and nude is being accepted today. Anything and everything goes. Now, what are some of the things that you see that are lawless?
Well, lawless, one thing that really stands out to me is our TV programming and the movies. And our children watch those.
Hollywood.
Yes, Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yes, Hollywood. Hell, yes.
And go on.
No, and the disrespect is what he was talking about. There's so much disrespect. You don't have to like a person that's in the office, but we're not supposed to show them disrespect. The respect is for the office that's set up in the land. And I see so much of that.
Sin is everywhere.
Yeah.
The opioid crisis, drugs on the street, marijuana.
Right. Yeah, and billboards everywhere advertising these drugs. We're
not for recreational use or medical use anymore. Recreational.
Right.
Just do whatever you want.
Yeah, we're not talking about the medical uses. We're talking about just billboards everywhere and, to stop by and get your marijuana.
So is there an inner vacuum? What about internal lawlessness?
Right. Well, it was something that kind of came to my heart this morning was about what does it mean to regard iniquity in our own hearts? Because there is lawlessness everywhere. We need to keep a check on our own hearts. And this means to keep a sin in one's heart, being unwilling to part with it. Such a person knows something is a sin, yet he continues to cherish it. You might not be acting on it yet, but you're cherishing that, and you're not letting it go, and you're not repenting of it. You're not asking for God to create in you a clean heart. This is where it starts. You think it starts getting in your heart. You don't want to let go of it.
Why don't you go ahead and read that verse?
That's
that was, I see you had Psalm 66 open.
Yeah,
I think that's verse 18.
Verse 18. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me.
Okay, another place he said, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. In other words, people will begin to walk away from God, walk away from the Bible, walk away from truth because they've got things that they've fallen in love with in their own hearts. Pornography today is so rampant, not just for old perverted old men. Now little children have free access on every form of device that they have today to get anything and see anything that they possibly want. Girls don't know how to dress today. half of our marriages are ending in divorce, but most everybody's experimenting outside of marriage in a way that probably we've never seen before. One person said, when I met him, it was an ideal. Living with him became an ordeal. I got a raw deal, and now I'm looking for a new deal. And everybody today is just doing anything that they want.
And it seems to be so accepted by the world. I mean, it's just accepted. Yeah.
These are signs of the time. So let's look at that one more time. Because iniquity shall abound,
Right.
the love of many will wax cold. We're going to talk about cooling off tomorrow. But notice the Greek word there is agape, love. We're not talking about the world's love. They never have loved. But Christian love will begin to wax cold. That means revival. We won't attend church as much as we used to.
Right.
You know, it used to be we had Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, revivals 3 or 4 times a year, 2-week revivals. We're lucky today as evangelists if we can even book a Sunday revival. Why? People have waxed cold. Hebrews 10:25 says, exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. This is not the time for less church. It's not the time for less Bible, and it's not the time for less revival. Amen. Because iniquity will abound, the love of many, the agape love, God's love, will wax cold. That's a dangerous thing. Well, tell them goodbye.
Bye. Remember,
Loved having you in our kitchen today.
Yes, we love it. Remember, more of God and less of the worldly things. Love you.
Amen. More of Jesus and less of me. See you tomorrow.